We did it, everybody. We did it. Yeah, we're heroes. We did it. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah, we hicimos.
Meanwhile, van a echar de la Champions.
No le van a echar de la Champions, seguro.
No.
Ni al Madrid, ni al City, ni a ninguno. No, seguro. Completamente seguro. Tengo usted la seguridad.
Ni de la Liga.
Ni de la Liga, ni de nada. Ni de
Tebas
nada.
también, Tebas tenía un cabreo, Tebas.
Son los 15 fijos que juegan entre ellos todas las semanas. Eso es el mayor espectáculo del mundo. No hay nada como eso. Y no hay nadie, y no hay ningún deporte que tenga 4.000 millones de personas pendientes de unos pocos equipos en el fondo.
1 hour later.
Just the same team.
The same time, like I said, that I don't have all information, I have a few information. If you ask me, it's about these teams have been selected, I don't know the reason why. Is going to play this competition, hypothetical competition in the future. And a sport is not a sport when the relation between the effort and the success, the effort and reward don't exist. So it's not a sport. So it's not a sport of the success is already guaranteed. It's not a sport and it doesn't matter if you lose. That's why I said many times, I want the best competition as strong as possible, so especially the Premier League, and it's not fair when one team fight, arrive at the top and after cannot be qualified because the success is already guaranteed for just for few clubs. In this statement is what I feel. I don't know it's going to change and the people say, no, maybe 4 or 5 teams can go up and can play these competitions. But what happened in the last 14, 15 play not good season, and every time will be there. So this is not a sport, it's another issue.
Just as a football man, Jürgen, what are your own instincts on
I'm
this?
53 years old, and since I'm a professional player, the Champions League was there. So I think, I'm not sure, 93 or something like that. Since then, it's the Champions League, and my aim was always, as a player, it was not possible. As a manager, was always the aim to coach a team there. So I have obviously no issues with the Champions League. I like the competitive factor of football as well. So I like the fact that West Ham might play Champions League next year. No problem. I don't want them to be honest, because we want to do that. But I like that they have the chance and all these kind of things. So yes.
Well, what an insane, 72 hours, huh? It's crazy. It was dead before he was even born, apparently. The Super League is practically dead as of today. All of the Premier League teams have withdrawn. I think Atletico Madrid is also withdrawn. Inter and Milan have also withdrawn. So it's only Madrid, Barcelona, and Juventus who are still there. But I think even Juventus has withdrawn. So I think it's only those two. It's practically dead. And the question now is, what's next, right? It seems like UEFA has won this match. And if you're like, okay, anti-Super League, I get it. But to go and defend UEFA or FIFA, like, come on, don't be a fool. Don't be a fool, because UEFA has its own interests. Premier League, La Liga, all these Serie A, whatever, they all have their own interests. FIFA has its own interests. Everybody has its own interests, right? Guardiola made an amazing point. That was Lewandowski, right? Could have played the games against PSG in Champions League if he didn't get injured. Why did he get injured? Because he had international duty with Poland. Like, why does UEFA have to put these dates in the middle of these competitions, right? So, what's going to happen? Great, we beat the evil as the Super League. Super League, on paper, sounded extremely boring to me personally, because at first, dude, it's great, it's and how I look at it, it's like, if you have a really hot girlfriend, right? Really hot, she's beautiful, banging body, blah 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 blah. You make love to her repeatedly, blah 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 blah. it might become a certain point where you're so used to that you're just gonna get bored of it, right? If there's nothing else to it, right? If there's not no intelligence or whatever. Same thing with the Super League. It sounds great on paper. Ooh, Barcelona is gonna go against Manchester United again for the 15th time. It's like, my lord, like this isn't special anymore, right? Definitely not special. But who knows? I mean, I think that now UEFA has to kind of decide what they want to do. The word in the street is that they're going to open up, make it into a bigger competition with, I think, 36 teams, something insane like that, with like a group stage with more teams. That's not really the answer, honestly, but something has to change, because La Liga, Serie A, I think they're in grave danger in terms of financial stability. I think it's just a matter of time before they go tits up, my friends. So we have won the war, I guess, to get the Super League, but this isn't really the war, just an initial battle. It's an initial skirmish. I think the Super League could have worked if it was communicated in a better way. They explain this whole pyramid scheme, because they keep referring to a pyramid, trickle-down economics. Like, I don't think that works that well. How does the Super League help, as for an example, a Wolverhampton? How does it help Wolverhampton? Explain that. They need to explain that, because they haven't explained it. If they can explain it in a way where it's like, well, we're going to grab more money, we're going to divide it up into, and we're going to allocate between the different clubs within the respective league, hey, then that makes sense. Maybe, if that's what they're going to do. But they haven't really gone in depth and really gone into how the economics works and how it's going to save football. Because what I'm looking at is, it's essentially, you're saving football via, much more exclusive rights. The whole JP Morgan thing, they're going to back and bankroll the whole thing. Exclusivity, great, fantastic. But the real problem here is these other teams, like your Manchester Cities, your PSGs, how do you compete with a country like Qatar, Abu Dhabi? Like, how does that work? Because these other teams, historical teams, right? They're in dog shit. Like, they're deep in red. Real Madrid is what, I think 900 million euros in debt. I think that's what Florentino Perez said. Barcelona, as we in countless videos I've mentioned, $1.2 billion in debt. Like, that's just not going to disappear overnight. So it's like, okay, great, these teams lost, Petro teams have won, right? But what's next? Like, are we gonna see that team, like the top players, are gonna go play for PSG or for Manchester City just based off cash? Because I don't think those teams, like Manchester City, might make the case, right? But if it's true that UEFA is going to relax the financial fair play rules, then they're gonna have even more possibilities to win, right, and invest more. So I'm just worried about the whole thing. Like, what's football going to look like 5 years from now? It's just going to be like another PSG, another Manchester City? Isn't some other guy going to show up and just buy, like, Wolverhampton or Sheffield United and turn it into a super team? Like, hey, I think that's pretty exciting if they do that, but I don't know. I think there's going to be a change, a shift, a paradigm shift, shift in powers over time, but sooner than later. And I think these historical teams are just not going to be that relevant in the next coming years. So I think we have to prepare ourselves for that, unless they figure out a way, or, if Barcelona gets rid of the whole member, like the society thing, and just sells itself to a rich owner, like that's one way to compete. But I think UEFA has a very strong hold, it's strangling, right? It's like it has a firm grip on your neck, but it's not quite choking you out. But the moment you talk or say anything, it's going to squeeze it. So yeah, I guess we won, but I don't think that's the real headline here. I think the real headline is what's going to happen next, because people think fans should be worried. Fans should be really worried about what's going to happen next. So we'll have to hear your thoughts. It's been a crazy couple of hours, days. I mean, what's next? Like, I can't believe it. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye.